and Igboho separatist agitation and the power of ethnic nationalism. The current separatist agitation in Nigeria are not surprising in view of the country's diversity, the disparities in demography, land mass, natural resources, endowment, educational, social, and economic developments. Arguably, these disparities have created and continue to sustain mutual mistrust, acrimony, and fear of ethnic domination, not only amongst Nigerians' 250 ethnic groups, but also amongst the majority groups, intercell, and the ethnic minority. It is in this light that we condemn the current arrest and detention of Kanu and Sunday Igboho and other separatist agitators by agents of the federal government. The Nigerian Constitution, the African Charter on People's Rights, and the United Nations Declaration on Human Rights, all of which Nigeria is a signatory, guarantee individuals' freedom of speech, association, and movement. Therefore, people who agitate for separation and has reasons to think so should not be treated as common criminals. You cannot force a person to live with you if he or she feels otherwise. From history, agitation for peaceful separation fanned by ethnic nationalism has been happening and will continue to happen because human needs are insubstantiable. Reason for the demand for separation by various ethnic groups could be found in the centrifugal force generated by Nigeria's ethno-cultural diversity pre-independence, which have continued to ignite separatism in the federation, with each disadvantaged ethnic group agitating for greater space for self-expression. The military junta, which ruled Nigeria for the longest period since post-independence, effectively suppressed these tendencies through brazen force without necessarily exterminating them. However, with the return to democratic rule in May 29, 1999 came as resurgence of separatist agitation which have polarized the federation along ethnic, regional, and religious lines, towards supporting the view expressed by Walter Emerson that the introduction of democratic institutions may sometimes accentuate existing ethnic division in ethnically divided polities. Arguably, the ingrained ethnic rivalries among Nigerians' desperate ethnic groups were not hidden from the colonial government because, as the Secretary of State for Colonies, Olivia Letterton, once said, the only cement which kept the trickety structure of Nigeria together was the British. Left to them, they would clearly fall apart in a few months. Although, and unfortunately too, the above grim prediction has not materialized. There is no doubt about the country is more divided now than ever before. The increasing drum of separatism being beaten by several ethnocultural and militant groups, including the Movement for the Actualization of the Sovereign State of Biafra, MASOB, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, led by Nnamdi Kanu, the Niger Delta Avengers Movement for the Emancipation, Niger Delta Northern Elders Forum, Yoruba Separatist Group led by Sunday Igboho, Arewa Youth Consultative Forum, etc. are irrepressible sign of the fractured state of the Federation of Nigeria. From history, agitation for peaceful separation fanned by ethnic nationalism has been happening and will continue to happen because human needs are insubstantiable. In some cases, separation serves as an avenue for healthy competition for development as in the case of Singapore and Malaysia, India and Pakistan. Indeed, it's difficult to think if any multi-ethnic state in Europe where one group dominated the rest that hasn't broken up. For those who do not know, what we call ethnic groups in Nigeria are called nations in Europe. There is nowhere there is nowhere in the world where the white man accepts domination from another white man in perpetuity. The founding fathers of present-day America did it when they moved from the British domination to their current abode. Slovakia was made up of two ethnic groups, the Czech and the Slovakians, both separated peacefully 1st January 1993. The former is today 10.6 million people and the later 5.4 million added together. They are not up to Lagos yet. They split for peace. Yugoslavia in 1991 was 23.2 million, barely more than Lagos population. It broke into 6 countries the same year all along ethnic lines, namely Bosnia and Herzegovina, Croatia, Macedonia, Montenegro, Serbia, and Slovenia. Many countries of the world separated from one nation or the other. There are other instances. In 1947, the British India Dominion was partitioned into India and Pakistan. In 1971, Bangladesh seceded from Pakistan, and in 1965, Singapore split from Malaysia for a very reason, including religious. Even small African countries such as Ethiopia and Eritrea parted ways just as Sudan and South Sudan became separate countries. Today, our figures will not be enough to count the number of countries that have emerged from the USSR. To address separatism in Nigeria, the federal government needs to look into the concern and grievance of the various ethnic groups through dialogue or as upside to the use of military force. More so, it is important that the Nigerian government revisit the 3R policy of rehabilitation, reconstruction and integration